Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to a video that you guys seem to always enjoy seeing me do because you like to see me suffer and fail. We're going to be seeing how many of my most anticipated releases I have actually read. We often go back to my most anticipated releases videos and see how many of them am I actually reading. We are up to the video that is my most anticipated releases for the second half of 2024. I'm trying to get caught up. We did the first half of 2024, I think at the end of last year. So listen, I've had a year and a half, coming up to 2 years to read some of these books, which is a bit terrifying, a little bit petrifying, a little bit ooky, spooky, scary. I don't know how I feel about that. Listen, I don't feel as much pressure on this list as I do when we react to my yearly TBR, like my 2025 TBR, whatever. Because in that video, I'm saying I'm gonna read all those books. I don't read all those books.
But I did tell a bit of a lie there.
But I am saying in that video, I'm going to read all these books. I'm not promising you anything like that in this video. I'm just saying these are the books I'm most excited for. So what we tend to do in this reaction is see how many of those books have I read and liked, how many did I read and not like, how many have I not read but I'm still interested, and how many have I not read and I'm no longer interested. Because tastes change, right? I can say, oh, I'm excited for this book, and then it gets a 2.5 average rating, and I'm like, you know what? I'm okay, life is short, we don't need to do that. But yeah, we're gonna be reacting to that video today, so shall we just dive into it? But before that actually, obviously in this video we are reflecting a lot on past years, but it also makes me think a lot about how time passes and how we're not getting any younger and we've got to do the things we want to do now. Obviously this year a big thing is going analog, having more hobbies and stuff like that, and so I am loving using Craftsy, and they are very kindly sponsoring this video, and I have an amazing, honestly amazing deal for you guys. I'm not kidding. This is an incredible deal, so make sure you stick around to hear about it. So, Craftsy is your online resource for all things creative. This is an incredible website. Whether you're a complete beginner to most crafts like me, or you are an expert, there are classes for all levels. There's classes for sewing, baking, knitting, painting, crocheting, cooking, anything you can imagine. There is a class on it. And I think it's just this incredible resource if, like most of us, you're wanting to get more into hobbies in 2026. You're wanting to, get off the phone and do more things with your hands. And so listen, obviously I've just moved into my new home and I'm trying to become a baking extraordinaire. I would love to be a good baker. I have one recipe that is my brownies that I've been making since I was 7 years old. That is a knockout. No one makes better brownies than me. However, I would love to learn how to bake more things. So this past week, I've been taking the class by Gemma Stafford at Bold Baking Academy, all about cakes. This class teaches you how to bake a classic American birthday cake, a vertical lemon cake, and a marjolaine cake. I've watched all the classes and now I'm gonna begin maybe baking some of these and I'm very excited about it. What I really love about Bold Baking Academy, she has a ton, if you're looking to do baking, Bold Baking Academy, let me tell you, has a lot on Craftsy, for everything you can imagine. And she has a different theme, I think it is each month. And what I really like about it is she has 3 things that you can make in that category. And the structure is that you have a simply delicious recipe, a step it up recipe, and a challenge yourself recipe. So different levels within that class that you can try out, which I think is really cool. And like I say, she has a ton on there. But again, this is just one category. There's one person in one category. There's so many classes on there for anything you can imagine. If you're already a knitter and you're wanting to learn new things you can knit, there's classes on there for that. There's so many classes, so many categories, things are always being created and added. Best resource. And let me tell you about my deal. Let me tell you about it. The first 1,000 of you watching this video who scan the QR code on screen or click the link in the description will get 1 year of Craftsy Premium for $1.49. A whole year of access to these classes with Craftsy Premium for $1.49. Sorry, I don't think it gets any better than that. This is only valid for new members, but if you've never tried out Craftsy before, I cannot recommend it enough. I think, if you're wanting to get more into hobbies, wanting to get more into analog, this is where you need to go. So make sure you go check it out. Okay, shall we get into it? Shall we begin watching back my most anticipated releases of 2024, the second half? Apologies, can I just say apologies for how creased my shirt is. I was having one of those days where I did not want to wear anything. Everything I looked at my wardrobe, I was like, no. None of it was the vibe. None of it was giving what I wanted it to give. So yeah, apologies, but This is all I wanted to wear, and it is creased. I don't own an iron. I've never owned an iron. I don't think I've ever ironed anything in my life.
You are very old, and you need to play your age and not 12. You are an old lady.
First book. Let's see what it is. Firstly, we have got A Talent for Murder by Peter Swanson. I just got the arc of this. Okay. Unread, but still interested. That is on my TBR. But like I say, I got the arc for it and found out it was the third in the series, and people told me you should really read the second book in the series. So now I have the second book in the series on my TBR, but both of them are unread. I haven't read either of them.
It's bad, yeah.
Bad.
Yeah.
And I don't think
acknowledge
you
it.
speak about all these other things and you
No, it's kind of bad.
I just need you to say that to me. It was bad.
However, I am actually going to start doing a really fun series within TBR 200 in the second half of this year, where having the TBR visible has made me even more motivated to get the TBR down, and I'm going to go shelf by shelf. We're going to go genre by genre, because some genres are sharing shelves, and we're not going to be able to stop reading that genre until we find a 5-star. And my hope is we're going to make some serious dents in some of these by doing that. But yeah, I need to read, I can't even remember what the title of the second one is, but I need to read that one first. So that one's especially egregious because that's the third in a series. But I enjoyed the first in that series a lot. Other Peter Swansons I haven't heard the best things about, but that one I am interested in. Then we have The Truth About the Devlins by Lisa Scotland. I've never read from this author. Okay, unread and still interested. Let me just... I'm not feeling good about this, actually. I'm feeling bad. I'm feeling unhopeful. I'm not... I don't feel good. That is also on my TBR. A book that hasn't stuck with me, I feel like in my mind, unlike some books on the TBR I've had since 2024, because I haven't really had anyone talk about it. It's quite, I think, a niche thriller that I was interested in at the time, and it's like a family drama, family dynamics. The plot kind of reminded me of like a Leanne Moriarty or something along those lines. I don't know if that's spot on or not, but yeah, I just haven't heard anyone review it, and so in my mind I'm not like, oh, I have to read that because so and so loved it. I haven't seen any reviews, so yeah, I mean, it's still there. God, looking at the TBR, I can't look at it. It's like haunting me in my peripheral vision. Then we have one I'm very excited for. We have Imposter Syndrome by Joseph Knox. So Joseph Knox wrote True Crime Story, which is a very, very unique murder mystery. No. It's also on the TBR. Oh my god. I haven't heard the best things about that one. Or am I making that up? I don't think it has the best average rating. Am I making that up? We'll put the average rating in somewhere. I don't know if I'm telling the truth or not. I can see it right there. I can see it. Oh, lordy. Okay, here's the thing. I loved True Crime Story. Where's True Crime Story? It's there. There she is. I loved True Crime Story, which was a really unique mixed media, all told through like interviews of characters. I think this is more of a traditional novel. It really intrigued me about reading more from Joseph Knox. So when I saw he had a new book out, I was like, gag, let me read it. But I don't know if it's doing, what I loved so much about that was it was doing something new, it was doing something never been seen. I don't know if that is doing the same. So I'm still excited to read it though. I would say it's in my top 50 books on the TBR that I'm excited to read. Wow, what an accolade. Okay, I have to have read one. Come on, next one I'm gonna have read. Then we have I Was a Teenage Slasher by Stephen Graham Jones. I've read quite a few Stephen Graham Jones and have enjoyed them. No, this is off to I don't think I've ever done worse. I don't think I've ever done worse. Now, I have a question. I don't think I own that. Right? I own it. I've just seen it. Oh, shit. I thought I didn't even own it. It's right there. This is the thing about the TBR now finally being visible. Unread and still interested, evidently. It's on my TBR. But not interested enough to remember it's on my TBR. The reviews of this haven't necessarily got me. I'm still interested. It's on the TBR. It's there. But I don't know if I'm gagging for it. Okay, number 5 we have to have read. Otherwise, I might just call this video off. Then we have Bury Your Gaze by Chuck Tingle. I've never read anything by Chuck Tingle, but a lot of my patrons, we have a few... Oh, she's read it. Can't see, but I'm shaking my ass. I'm shaking my ass. Yes, I've read and really, really liked Bury Your Gaze by Chuck Tingle. It was my first Chuck Tingle, and I would love to read more. He is my type of horror. I like campy, silly horror, but still, like, it can still be scary, it can still be gory. God knows, there's some moments in Bury Your Gaze that were gore-tastic, gore-central, absolutely goralicious, babe. Like, it was so gory. But it has that referentialness. I love Bury Your Gaze. Like, I don't know if it's I can't remember if it's a twist or if you know it, but like, the book is very referential to particularly like the horror genre, the movie horror genre, and it was so fun. I would love to read more Chuck Tingle. Lucky Day, which came out last year, I was interested in. Whew, okay, the Band-Aid's off. I'm now gonna have read them all.
I just think she's very delusional and maybe possibly insane.
Oh, Bless Your Heart by Lindy Ryan is another one that was suggested by one of my patrons. This one is about this group of women who I think... That one's painful. I'm supposed to be reading that. Oh, I suddenly can't see. Suddenly I see. This is what I want to be. Unread and Interested. Also on my TBR. A lot of these are on my TBR. Apparently I bought a lot of 2024 books. It's on my TBR. I really want to read it. I think I would love it. It's on TBR Cluedo for this quarter, so I better get reading it at some point. I think this could be a really high rating for me. I love the sound of it. It's like, sorry, I haven't really been giving synopses for these books. Do you want synopses for these? Okay, Bless Your Heart by the... So sorry. I probably shouldn't have been doing that. Bless Your Heart, there's a vampire, and you've got these older women who are gonna kill it, I think, basically in this small town. And I love it. It reminds me a lot of Southern Book Club's Guide to Saying Vampires. I think I'm gonna love it, but unread. That's the one that's been like high on my want to read for a long time. Oh, then we have One Perfect Couple by Ruth Ware, which a lot of people have been telling me about. Okay. I think this is out in the US. We must consult Goodreads, because I'm not I think I gave this a 3. It could have been lower. I've read it. Woo! Yeah. But I don't know if I want to say I liked it or not. It wasn't my favourite. This one there's a TV show being made, very Love Island-esque, but it's couples. So couples are brought to this island to see whether they can survive being on this island, if their relationship can survive being on this island together. But then it turns out, can they actually survive being on this island? I gave it a 3. I'm going to say read and didn't like, because compared to my other Ruth Wares, this one was very disappointing. A 3 is like... You know, a 3.5 you're putting in read and liked, a 2.5 you're putting in read and didn't like. 3 is middle of the road. But there was a great feeling of disappointment with this because it was not my favourite Ruth Ware. She needs to stop doing the thrillers. I'm saying it now. She needs to stop doing the thrillers. I love Ruth Ware most when she's at her turn of the key or her one by one. She is her best for me when she does mystery. I've had enough. I've had enough of One Perfect Couple, 0 Days, The It Girl. Ruth, what are you doing, babe? You were that girl for me and suddenly you aren't. Suddenly you're just not. I've had enough. I gotta put my foot down.
Hello, I'm actually at the end of my tether. I don't know whether I've spoken. I've had enough and I'm about to blow.
Ruth, I think, needs a year off the publishing cycle. I really think she does, more than anyone else. Because she can work magic, but she's currently not doing so. Then we have a very interesting one. We have Queen Bee, the story of Anne Boleyn, Witch Queen by Juno Dawson. So this is pitched as 0.5 in the Her Majesty's Royal Coven series. Oh yeah, read and loved, baby. 5 stars. 5 is on my favourite shelf. 5 stars. Queen Bee by Juno Dawson is everything I want in a book. This is a prequel to Her Majesty's Royal Coven. It's a novella, and you're following Anne Boleyn, my girl, first of all. You know you were that bitch if you grew up obsessed with Anne Boleyn like I did. I was obsessed with Anne Boleyn. I loved her. I went to the Tower of London, saw the Anne Boleyn, like, layout, what's the word I'm looking for? Exhibition. I loved drawing Anne Boleyn. Anne Boleyn is that bitch, let me tell you. And it's about her coven, right? Like one of the first witches, not first witches, but you know, a famous witch, her coven, the story of her death. Oh my lord, so good. Here's the thing, I love witches. I love historical kind of Tudor time period. I love something that's referential. I love reading a book with Anne Boleyn as a witch. Like, I love that. I would eat that up every single time. Give me more of this, please. Oh, it was so good. So good. Then we have 7 Lively Suspects by Katie Watson. This is the third in the 3 Dahlia series, which not enough people are reading. Okay, unread and still interested. 7 Lively Suspects is another book that I am constantly wanting to read. Like, constantly. This is top of the list to me. I love this series. It's the 3 Dahlia series, where you've got these different actresses who have all played Dahlia Lively throughout the years, who's like a female Hercule Poirot, like super world famous detective character, and they are solving mysteries. I think 7 Lively Suspects is to do with a cold case, reappearing or something like that. I really enjoy this series. I think I am going to be reading this in a couple of months. I think maybe in like 3 months time, maybe. I'm thinking my video schedule. I am going to be reading 7 Lively Suspects, so it will be getting read soon, probably sooner than any other ones we've seen so far on this list that I want to read. Although Bless Your Heart's on TBR, so I am supposed to be reading that. But yeah, not yet, so it doesn't count. It doesn't count. Then we have What Have You Done by Shari Lapena. I haven't read a new release Shari Lapena since Not Happy Family, which I didn't enjoy. I don't know what this Shari Lapena plot is. I don't think this is on my TBR. I have 2 Sharis there that I can see. The Sharis are hard for me to discern between because the UK covers are all the same. They're all blue, they all have the same font, they're all just like a random, you know, location, a picture of a random location. I don't know how I'm supposed to tell what I'm looking at. What the heck? So this doesn't stand out to me. I'm gonna say unread and uninterested. Listen, I enjoy a Shari. If there was a world where I pick this book up and it adds on the TBR, I would one day read it. But it's not a book I'm searching for. It's not a book I'm gagging to read. I'm so excited to read. If I had to read it, or if I found it one day in a charity shop, I was like, you know what? The synopsis sounds good. Because the synopsis does sound interesting. I would pick it up, but I'm not searching for it. And there's so many books that I want to read. Life is so short that I'm going to say unread and uninterested in this one. Because I genuinely, a girl goes missing in a nice town. Like, it's not grabbing me. Next we have one that I was sent unsolicited. I did not request this book because I did not love this author's first book when everyone else did, but I'm intrigued by it.
I think I
so
know
we
what
have
this
got
is.
The Pairing by Casey McQuiston.
The Pairing by Casey McQuiston. Here's the thing, this was sent unsolicited to me, this book. I didn't love Red, White and Royal Blue. However, I've wanted to give Casey McQuiston another go. This book is still on my TBR, so I'm gonna say unread and interested. However, if this book was on my TBR, I would not be searching it out. And you maybe think, Megan, just DNF it. And I'm like, I can't do that. Not DNF it, unhaul. You'd be thinking, Megan, unhaul. And I would go, I can't do that. I gotta at least give it a go. So it's up there. I'm not gagging to read it. I can't lie to you. I gotta be honest. This one's to do with it's a road trip. That's all I really know. Road trip romance. I didn't love Red, White and Royal Blue. And I feel like I was the only person who didn't love that book. Like literally just me. No one else. Everyone else loved it. Next we have Death at Morning House, which is a little bit of a vague synopsis. This is by Maureen Johnson. He wrote the Truly Devious series, which I need to catch up on. Okay, I'm gonna say unread and still interested. I don't own it. Again, am I like gagging to read this book or to haul it? Not necessarily. But I do really, out of all like YA mysteries, I really enjoy Maureen Johnson's stuff. I think she's a very interesting author. I really enjoy the Truly Devious series. Like they're pretty much all 4 stars for me, which is pretty strong for YA mysteries. And this one did sound interesting. It had quite a vague synopsis, but Death at Morning House does sound quite fun. Is it top of the pile? No, and you may be thinking, Megan, you're probably never going to read it then. You may be right. What can I say? Oh, then we have one I'm so excited for. We have The Seventh Veil of Salome by Silvia Moreno Garcia. Oh. Seventh Veil of Salome, set in 1950s Hollywood. Haven't read it. Still interested. Is on my TBR. I love a Hollywood book. I think we should have more. Ever since I read Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Whoa, that was a synapse misfiring. I've just been like, why have we not written more Hollywood books? Hollywood is rife for drama, heartache, ambition, betrayal, revenge. Like every great dramatic feeling, emotion, moment can be in that Hollywood setting. I just love it. So I really enjoy Silvia Moreno Garcia. Why have I not read this yet? This is not good, by the way. I've barely read any of these books.
And it was predictable, sadly.
Then we have one that I've put on here kind of tentatively. It's I Need You to Know This by Jessa Maxwell. This is the author of The Golden Spoon. Unread and uninterested. I couldn't tell you the plot of this if you nailed me to the cross.
Sorry, my brain just thought of the Vicky clip where she's like, I'm being nailed to the cross like Jesus Christ and I did nothing wrong. I couldn't tell you what this book is about. I have no idea. And I didn't love The Golden Spoon. I feel no need to pick it up.
We have The Phoenix Keeper by S.A. McLean. This seems to be like a cozy fantasy.
Okay, cozy fantasy. I have read this. Imagine this being the one I've read. Again, I'm consulting Goodreads because, again, it's going to be around that 3-star mark. 3 stars! Let's put unread and didn't like. 3 stars is a rating where, like, I didn't love it. I have problems with the book, but I can see how someone else could enjoy it. Let me actually read you out. Let's see what my Goodreads review was. A cozy fantasy with high highs. Oh, what were the high highs? And low lows. I just remember the low lows, I'm not gonna lie to you. I wish I could have loved it more, but the pacing was off, as well as the way certain elements of the story grew and developed. Oh yeah, that's true. The romance in this is wackadoodle time. I think I did enjoy the fantastical creatures, like the phoenix and the zoo setting. I thought was really fun. I'd love to read more in like that kind of, not a zoo, but like a animal rehabilitation center, like Monkey World. Shout out Monkey World. Shout out best place ever to exist, Monkey World. So if you don't know the Monkey World lore, I don't know if we can be friends. Next book. I'm yapping for so long. This is gonna be a bitch to edit. Let me...
Then we have one that I just love I love the cover for. It's The Full Moon Coffee Shop by Mai Mochizuki.
I have read this. Could I tell ya what I thought of it? No, this book I've forgotten. Do I still own this? I do still own this. It's a beautiful edition. I fear I'm having to have some come to Jesus moments here. I gave this 4 stars. I gave it 3.5. Okay, here's what I said. Holy shit. A lovely little collection. I read this in 2025, March. That ain't that long ago. A lovely little collection of interconnected short stories that focus on what you should do when you find yourself at crossroads in life. I really enjoyed my time with this book, but don't feel it was particularly memorable / is something that will stick with me. Well, ain't that the truth? Okay, read and liked. I gave it a 3.5. I don't think this is particularly memorable or something that would stick with me, because I barely remember. I remember the coffee shop setting, and I think they were giving people who are at crossroads in life, this is what my review just said, are coming to the coffee shop, and they're like, I think it's outside, and they're getting like tales told to them that kind of point them in the direction that they should go in. I guess I read it and I liked it. Goodreads is really a wealth of I'm glad I'm writing these reviews for me, because now I'm learning things.
Then we have one that I was intrigued by. We have You Will Never Be Me by Jessie Q. Santanto.
Okay, here's the thing. Thriller. Read it and still interested. Is on the TBR. It's very different to Vera Wong's and the vibe. This is like your stereotypical thriller. I think it's to do with like mistaken identity or like stealing someone's identity or copycat someone. This isn't a thriller that's like top of my list to read. However, when I come to do that, I can't stop reading until I find a 5-star. I feel like this is the kind of book I should be just reading and getting off the TBR. In that video, I think I'm not going to be reading books that I'm like, this is a 5-star prediction, you know? I'm going to try and get through a lot of the backlist of the genres in that video and hopefully find a gem amongst them. Or if we get to like 7 books read, you'll probably find me then reading 5-star predictions. But at the very least, I would like to kind of churn through some of the older books on the TBR in those videos.
Then we have a T. Kingfisher fantasy. Ooh. We have A Sorceress Comes to Call. So this is about, we've got our main character and her mother is like a bit sus.
Okay, here's the thing. Couldn't tell you the plot of this if I tried. However, I love a T. Kingfisher. I will read anything T. Kingfisher writes. But I don't remember a ton of people reading this. I don't remember people's opinion on it. And it's a book that's fallen out of my brain. It's a retelling of the Brothers Grimm Goose Girl. Mara gave it 5 stars. Okay, unread and still interested, but it's not really... That's reminded me that book existed. Oh my god, we're at 11 unread and still interested. Whoa. That's dire.
It's pure evil.
Never read any. I've never read a book.
Then we have Death at the Sanatorium. I think this is an Icelandic translated fiction.
I haven't read it. Ragnar Johnson, I think, is an Icelandic mystery author, and I think quite a few of his books are being translated, and I would really like to give them a go, because I think I quite like the Nordic countries, when I've read like Swedish, maybe I've only read Swedish, but like the cadence of that language, I feel like I would like the cadence of the Icelandic language when it's translated into English. So I am still interested, but I haven't read it.
Then we have The Life Impossible by Matt Haig.
I'm gonna say unread and not interested. I enjoyed The Midnight Library. I think I gave that like a 4.5, 4, 5, something in that ballpark. I enjoyed The Midnight Library a lot. However, I do feel like my reading has changed a bit since then. And I think this is seen as a bit of a sequel to The Midnight Library, or like a spiritual successor. And I just don't know if I'm interested in that. I don't think I would see this in a bookshop. And I think that would be the book I'd want to pick up, you know? I think there'd be probably 5 other books I want to read before I read this. So I'm going to say unread and uninterested.
Another arc I was sent recently, unsolicited, but I'm excited about it. We have When Harry Was Here by Dustin Tao. So this
Okay, I'm just going to say unread and still interested. It's on the TBR. Is this my kind of thing? Not really. I am going to be doing a video where I read a lot of YA. This is a YA romance. I don't really know anything about it like that. Other than that, I think it's gay. I think it's between 2 boys, but I don't know a ton. We're going to probably get a good chunk of like the YA. I have quite a few YA romance. I'm interested in it, but we've got to get some of this stuff off the TBR, haven't we?
But we have The Examiner by Janice Hallett. Yes, we do.
Okay. Read and I'm gonna say didn't like again. Hang on. We're consulting the oracle that is good. It's a 3. It was so disappointing. This is probably one of my most disappointing books I read last year. This was Janice's worst for me.
Disappointing, irrelevant. If you're a hardcore fan, great. If you're not a hardcore fan, don't bother.
My review says, sadly not Janice's best for me. I just never felt super invested in the mystery and didn't feel like the twist really twisted. Okay, I felt like it was all stuff we'd already figured out. Choosing to erase this from the Janice Hallett discography in my mind as I love her other stuff. That's so true, Megan. Wow, you're like pen on fire in some of these reviews. So true.
We have Here One Moment by Leanne Moriarty. This one sounds very interesting. There's a plane and a woman comes on the plane and she tells everyone on the plane when they're gonna die. Some of them are gonna live to 103. Some of them she tells, you're dying next week, babe.
Wait, that... Listen, that synopsis has kind of gagged me. Unread and still interested. I don't own this. However, I do love a Leanne Moriarty. I've read one. I was gonna say I love a Leanne Moriarty. I think in terms of that kind of, she straggles that kind of, sometimes she leans more contemporary, sometimes she leans more thriller. And I just really enjoy her. Well, I've read Big Little Lies. I really enjoyed Big Little Lies. And I have Apples Never Fall on my TBR. I think Leanne could be a girl for me. I want to keep trying out her stuff. I'm excited to read, and the synopsis sounds really good. It sounds really good.
Then we have probably my most excited release. We have We Solve Murders by Richard Osman.
Okay, read and loved, 5 stars. It's Richard, my man. I love you, Richard Osman. We Solve Murders is his second series rather than the Thursday Murder Club, and we're following a father-in-law and daughter-in-law detective duo. It's got all his same fun, whimsy, charm, real life, alongside an incredible murder mystery. He's the best. He's the best. He's the best to currently do it. I love this man. I love him. I am Team Richard until the day that I die. How lucky am I to live in a time when Richard Osman is writing books? It doesn't get any better than this. It doesn't get any better. Love you, Richard.
Oh, then we have An Academy for Liars by Alexis Henderson. I have not yet read House of Hunger, but this one's hard. This one's halfway between unread and interested, unread and no longer interested. Here's the thing. I have House of Hunger by Alexis Henderson, which is her release I haven't read that I'm more interested in. That's on my TBR. I feel like whether I want to read this will depend on how I feel about that, because Year of the Witching I loved. I gave, I think, very high rating, again between a 4 and a 5, but it's not really fresh in my brain. It's been a long time since I read it. So I think if I love House of Hunger, I will. Let's say unread and still interested. But again, it's not front of mind for me. I'm not like, oh, I really need to read An Academy for Liars. And I feel like it didn't get the best reviews at the time. Then we have Somewhere Beyond the Sea by TJ Klune. This is the sequel to The House in Cerulean Sea. So
Okay, Somewhere Beyond the Sea by TJ Klune. We're consulting Goodreads again. Loads of these books are like the 3-star. It's gonna be 3 stars again, isn't it? I just said 3.5 stars full stop. Okay, let's say read and liked. Here's the thing. I love TJ Klune's writing. I love this setting with these cast of characters. This is at the magical orphanage, and we're following, like, it's a sequel to House in the Cerulean Sea, so we're following the characters. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil anything, but, like, we're following the characters after the events of House in the Cerulean Sea, and it's got all the same, you know, hope, warm glow to it. However, this book should never have existed.
No, that sounds bad, guys, and forgive me for saying it, but that's how I felt.
It should never have existed. House in the Cerulean Sea should be a standalone. This book is a cash grab. It shouldn't exist. It shouldn't exist. I don't believe it should exist. I just felt like the plot wasn't there. The plot felt it felt manufactured. It didn't feel like TJ Klune was like, I've been waiting forever to write this story. It felt like House in the Cerulean Sea did well, so I've got to make up another plot for these characters. And it just didn't deliver what I wanted it to deliver. But it was still objectively a good book, I guess.
And we had The House of Last Resort, which I think has been out for quite a while in the US. I haven't heard a lot of people talk about this. This is about a town, I think in Italy or something.
Yeah.
Where
Okay, House of Last Resort. I believe it's a thriller. There's derelict buildings being sold off in Italy very cheap. I think a couple buy one of the houses and it goes wrong from there. It's on my TBR, so unread and still interested. However, I think this is one of the lowest average rating books on my TBR. So I am a bit trepidatious about it. I think it could go either way. I think lowly rated thrillers, unless they're weird, I don't think this book, I haven't heard anything about it being weird. Lowly rated thrillers for me, that sets off alarm bells. So I am a bit nervous. I think since I got it, the rating has just been getting lower and lower and lower. So let's say unread is still interested, but it's definitely not top of my anticipated.
Then we have, I'm so excited for this one. We have Pick the Lock by A.S. King. So this is A.S. King's new release. A.S. King, you're gonna get weird shit, baby.
This has reminded me, I think I still technically have this book on order at Waterstones for like 2 years and they've never sent it to me. I need to write an email. I need to write a strongly worded, I think I've paid for this book like 2 years ago and I haven't got it.
Oh my God, I don't have any money. What happened to the money?
It's weird shit. I love A.S. King. One of my favorite YA authors. So weird. This crazy magical realism. Dig by A.S. King. One of the greatest like magical realism absurdist, surrealist YA you've ever read in your life. So I technically tried to buy this book and they refused to send it to me.
Then we have a novella, Graveyard Shift by M.L. Rio, the author of If We Were Villains. And
I've read it. Guess what we're consulting. See, here's the thing. I feel like I have fond memories of this. Like, I remember reading it in the garden and that was a great time. But did I like it? 3.5 stars. Okay, I'm going to say I liked it. That my instinct was right. Not a lot happens, but I think there are 5 very interesting character studies within this small novella. Come for the characters, but don't expect much or any plot. These are reviews, Megan. It just says everything that needs to be said about my opinion. Yeah, that's how I remember feeling about it. It's short, right? It's 100 pages. But I remember feeling like it had some very interesting individual character moments, character growth, character journeys within these only 100 pages and you've got 5 characters that you're focusing on. So I thought that was a very successful element of it. But, you know, there wasn't really any plot. I think that could have been stronger as a whole book.
then we have Disney High by Ashley Spencer. This is non-fiction into Disney.
Come on. One of my favourite non-fictions ever. Disney High, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. It's so good. It's a history of the Disney Channel. If you loved the Disney Channel growing up, if you're a similar age to me, must read. I'm not kidding. High School Musical, Hannah Montana, Jonas Brothers, Demi Lovato, Selena Gomez, like the Sprouse Brothers, you know, all the shows, it's there. And it's just it's so good.
Then we have Under the Same Stars by Libba Bray. The synopsis of this sounds interesting. We've got 3 different timelines. One in
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to say still interested in this. It's historical fiction, there's multiple timelines, but I do enjoy Libba Bray. She's a very intelligent YA author. It's done with this intelligence. I feel like it's for older YA readers. So I would still be interested in reading this. I feel like Libba Bray is someone I've slept on a bit in recent years.
Then we have The City in Glass by Nevo. Another Nevo. I love Nevo. I need to read...
Okay, unread and still interested. But I feel like it's on the TBR, guys. It's on the TBR. I don't know the plot of it. It's a city in glass. It's fantasy. It's a short book from Nevo. The thing I do keep up with Nevo pretty well is the Singing Hill Cycle series with the novellas with Cleric Chi. But I need to read more of her standalones. I read Siren Queen last year and enjoyed it, but I have The Chosen and the Beautiful and this one on my TBR, and I need to get to it. Again, I don't really know the plot. I think with Nevo, they're so beautifully written, you kind of want to go into it not really knowing the plot, not really knowing what's going on. Like, you just want to go in and experience and let her lead you. Like Siren Queen, if I tried to give you a plot for that, it's near impossible. What that book is doing is so unique, and what her books are often doing is very unique. So just go into it, just experience it. It's all about the experience. And then finally, I'll just link these two together. We have two Christmassy novellas from Murder Mystery series, which I'm intrigued about. We have The Mistletoe Mystery by Nita Prose, which is the sequel to The Maid, or like, you know, that series. And then we have Everyone This Christmas Has a Secret by Benjamin Stevenson, which is Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone. Okay. I have read Everyone This Christmas Has a Secret. Oh God, okay, hang on. Goodreads check. I gave it a 2? Shit, Ren didn't like. I gave that a 2. I remember it being a bit disappointing, and the main character not doing it for me. I'm debating whether I continue in that series, the Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone series, because I didn't love that Christmas novella. I have not read, but I'm still interested in The Mistletoe Mystery. I was going to read that at the same Christmas, but at that point, I hadn't read The Mystery Guest by Nita Prose yet, which is the second in the series, and people told me for that series, you really needed to read the second one before you read The Mistletoe Mystery. So I did not read it. They're both just Christmassy murder mystery novellas. You don't really need to know the plot. So, 7 books read and liked. 4 read and not liked. 13, no Megan, 18, unread and still interested, 3 unread and no longer interested. My goodness, that might be my worst performance yet. That might be the worst she's ever done, Your Honour. Guilty. Okay. That is how many of my 2024 second half of the year most anticipated releases I have actually read. Not a lot of them, but a lot of them are on my TBR. Okay, listen, the TBR is getting down. The TBR, she's going down. I'm yelling timber. Like, it's time. It's time. There's some old books on here. We've got to do it. We've got to, more than ever, guys, we've got to do this. So anyways, thank you for watching this video. I'm going to end it there because it's probably so long. I already hate myself for having to edit this. Like, it's gonna be a nightmare. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know, out of the ones I haven't yet read, what you would most recommend, or what you would most like to see me get to out of what's on my TBR. Do you want me to read Bless Your Heart by Lily Ryan? Do you want me to read I Was a Teenage Slasher by Stephen Graham Jones? Let me know down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon in another video. Bye!